thank God we've been getting some great games. A Link Between Worlds and other games that follow this tradition. Skipping over what Adventure Link was, which was a complete departure, they returned to the tried and true three-quarter perspective. And by the way, if any of these games truly speak to you, give me a cheer, give me a whoop whoop, because these games, I have such good memories, I have friendships, I have like so many good things that came from this. My father and I bonded over playing Secret Armada, so I can't even say
Yeah!
And back then, these games didn't need flashy graphics to do what they were. I mean, I'm sorry, Final Fantasy 13, what? Anyway. So, moving on. So this game featured a three-quarter perspective. It was truly a huge, groundbreaking title, and it was still considered to be one of the best video games ever created. And what's not to love about it? Flashy graphics, your environment is completely interactive, long, like that whole thing of when you're playing through the first initial 3 dungeons, and then suddenly, bam! Oh my gosh, there's a whole other world to this. There's 8 more dungeons. That was just a warm-up. Absolutely wonderful game. And truly, this isn't the action-adventure genre, but it's in here just because it deserves to be here. So. Exactly. All right, so let's start with our quiz. Number 1. And remember, don't shout this out, please. Hands up if you know the first answer. Keep your hand up for the second one, and I'll randomly select whoever makes it through the barrage, and you're going to have to answer all 3 of the questions at the end of it. Number 1. The name of the town elder here is, and how do you correctly pronounce it? Who knows the answer to that?
Oh, wait a minute. I know the answer to that one.
Okay. Question number 2. In the Dark World, what would be considered the 6th dungeon crystal you would get?
Okay. Yep.
And number 3, there's a hidden room in this game which wasn't actually released, but you only figured out by code. His name.
Okay, down on her.
I've seen your hand up. Yes, sir. So, stand up so we can all hear you. Question number 1 is. Okay. Can you correctly pronounce his name, the town elder? Well, the people at their hands.
Shaharsh.
So good. Okay.
Something like that, yeah.
What's the question? It's question number 2. Yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
I know what it is.
What is it?
Turtle Rock.
Nope.
Is that Turtle Rock?
Mystery Mire.
Right. Duh. I forgot.
And number
Skips.
3. Whose room is hidden there? What? Yes, it is.
Who?
Come on up and get a bookmark.
No, it
You
didn't.
got 2 out of 3.
I missed one.
Majority rules.
I meant to say Misery Mire. I played this game so much I totally forgot the name of it now.
Yes, I mean.
Lordy. I meant to say Misery Mire, but I was like,
Moving through.
Oh well.
yeah, it happens.
This game I consider to be the most perfect.
Final Fantasy.
This game is flawless. Granted, the graphics were simplistic at the time, but the music, the storyline, how badass was Rydia when she showed up and saved you?
Yeah.
And we are so fortunate that we've gotten some beautiful remakes of this. The remake on DS was so legit. And
It was harder too.
Every time I watch this FMV, I'm just like, oh my god, all the feels when I was 12 and 13. And such a great plot twist. I'm going to try and avoid major spoilers. A great plot twist when you find out who exactly Golbez is, and etc., etc.
Yeah.
And example of the graphics here, we have, they were early Final Fantasy graphics, and there's a huge jump between this Final Fantasy 4 and Final Fantasy 6. But all the same, it was very enjoyable.
This is my true form.
So now
Die.
compare that to the wonderful DS remake we've had, which I love because it's almost identical, but they took everything and they remade it right. You can find the same layout, the same items, and they retain the original difficulty that they have, because we got an easier version of it here, because Japanese don't think we're legit. Alright, quiz time. 3 of the optional summons for Rydia, excluding Bahamut, Ashura, and Leviathan.
Nope, don't know that. Nope.
Okay, we have some hands up. Now, put them high so I can see them if you know the answer. Question number 2. Pink puffs. Why do you fight pink puffs?
Nope, don't know that one either.
Oh, we lost a couple. All right. And question number 3. Either Edge's or Cecil's last name.
Dang.
You know the answer to the first one as well? Go for it.
Okay, first question.
Stand up so we can hear you.
Okay, so the three options for Mind Flayer, Bond, and Striker. No,
Chocobo. Okay. And what? Either the last name of Edge or Cecil.
Cecil's last name is Hunter.
Very good. There we go. You're very welcome. Okay, so pink puffs are in this, and I legitimately never could find a stupid pink puff. They're in a room on the moon, and you're fighting them because you know how you got the rat tail and you went back and you traded that for Excalibur and blah, 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 blah? Here you got a pink puff tail, and you can go back to that same forger and you could trade that in for adamant armor, which is the strongest armor in the game. Wanderers from Ys.
Oh yeah, add all to red.
This game is truly a dungeon crawler, and it's one of those games where if you wander into an area and you don't level up strong enough, you get your head handed to you so quickly.
Yep.
It's very, very linear. It's a lot of dungeon, a little bit of plot, dungeon, a little bit of plot. Side-scrolling action adventure, and hard as hell. This, and they even like, what is it, Ys 5, they're like hard version. I'm like, how much more difficult are you going to make this game?
Well, the newer ones in the beta are easier.
Are they really?
Yeah.
They're good, but it's just not the same.
That's so secret of mono.
I don't know about, like, since we grew up on these, we're used to being accepted failing. We're used to being like, we're used to having our head handed to us and getting our butt kicked and then coming back and being like, I did it. And a lot of the newer games, I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, they just kind of give you a free pass for everything.
Yep. Secret of Mana. I
Woot.
love this game so much.
Yep.
I don't know how many people here are into awesome games done quick, but this is one of the most broken games that they just blow through.
Yep. This game is awesome.
Something like an hour and 20 minutes. Like, I know, it's absurd.
I think they're doing a summer game thing.
It is. Like, I have so much respect. Like, I do follow some of the speedrunners, and oh god, I love HDQ so much. Oh my god, I want to make prizes for them every year, but I'm too busy, like, fanboying over Coaxel and Spice Vegeta. So Secret of Mana is action RPG, 3-person, and you can play with 3 people, and my father and I actually, like, bonded over Christmas playing Secret of Mana. And there are so many little secrets and gems in this game, but the great thing about it is it's simple fun. It didn't make anything incredibly convoluted, it didn't make anything super crazy, you didn't have to worry about this stat or that stat or this stat. It was just simply knowing the enemy's weakness and going and pummeling it. And once you got magic absorbed, the game was over. It was super colorful, super bright, and super fun. And this short, the New Square News, brought to you by Blaming. Secret of Mana quiz!
Uh-oh.
So, hands up, what is the boy's default name?
Dang.
Oh, you already won one. What is the Emperor's name? And I'll give you a hint. The one girl, Kimmy, at one point says, Emperor so-and-so is a dog. Alright, and question number 3. Well, I have 4 of these, so as I said, if you get 2 or 3, or whoever gets the most out of the question, all of the actual elemental names, not their elements, but their names. Anybody for that?
Wait, all their names?
Yeah.
I know all their. Okay, I think I know all their names.
And the spell that costs the most MP.
Okay, that one. I know 3. I know the third one. That's all I know.
So who knows 3 of the questions?
I know number 3. That's all I know.
Who knows 2 of the questions?
Nope, I just learned 1 of the questions.
Sir, since you have one bookmark.
The boy's name is Brandy, and the Emperor's name is Isabella.
No. Emperor. Yes. Oh, I thought you were raising your hand.
I know the third answer. That's all I know. Third question.
No one knows the other one?
I know the third one. The third question. When you say the name of the elements.
All right. So, sir, you were the only one who answered, so come up with your bookmark.
I know the third question.
Advanced Bandol. Emperor Bandol
Yeah.
is a dog. Secret of Mana. You're welcome. Okay, so moving through, I gotta pause these things. Soul Blazer. Soul Blazer is a
Woot.
in a trilogy of 3 games. You have Soul
Yep,
Blazer,
Soul
you
Blazer,
have,
Illusion of Gaia, and Terra
Illusion of
Enigma.
Gaia and Terranigma. And the great thing about this game series is that it actually improved dramatically as it went.
Yep.
Action RPG style, all 3 of them have a theme of death and rebirth and reviving the world. This one was, again, it was so simple, but it was so satisfying to come to a place that was completely desolate and bring it back to life, slowly releasing souls throughout.
Yep.
The music score was really good, in my opinion. It was very, I can actually hum some of these songs to this day. And the game wasn't super long, and it wasn't super difficult, especially if you spent your time leveling up. The graphics were nice, and this really tied in well with ActRaiser, which technically isn't an RPG, but, you know, ActRaiser love. As you can see with the battle format, monsters pop out of a lair. And these lairs are scattered throughout the different lands, and as you defeat them, you step on, don't go after that, go step on the portal, what are you doing there? And as you step on there, you release different animals, and people, and such. And as the souls release, the town slowly builds back up. Very simple, but it's, you know, especially since a lot of you are so experienced, you can probably beat the game in about, like, 12 hours. Next game. And this game is moving through is this game is called RoboTrack. Anyone ever played RoboTrack?
Nope.
This is a parody RPG game done by Enix. And there have been some like concerns when this game first came out, like this was before Pokemon, where you build your and customize your own robots, and they pop out of white and red egg type things. It's supposed to be a gag one. It's supposed to be very, very simple, and it is. My only complaint about this game is that the robots you make are so ugly. Like they're so incredibly cartoonish. You think that they make it a little bit more stylized, especially with what they had, especially since it's supposed to be goofy and funny. But yeah. Super simple graphics, a lot of leveling, a lot of grinding. Not particularly memorable, but the customization aspect was very fun.
Breath of Fire.
Breath of Fire is another one that actually did well, and it kept going for a while. And the latest installment, from what I understand, is online, which is getting very mixed reviews, which makes me really sad, because this, even though we suffered from a terrible translation, this was a legitimately fun series.
Yep.
The fact that you can morph into, you can combine the different characters with Shaman, and you can customize your party so much, was really fun. I love the fact that the battles were actually animated. And the plots were really, they were hit or miss. Like the second one, I really enjoyed the fact that it was about cultism and religion, and actually the second one was the first one that you could get a bad ending if you didn't do certain things right. Oh, I know.
Yeah, that second game.
So Breath of Fire quiz. The first boss is a what?
The first boss.
The first boss of Breath of Fire is a what? It's a certain type of animal.
Wait. I think I know that one. I gotta play Breath of Fire 1 so long, but I think I know that one too.
Number 2, reoccurring. Oh, you know?
I know. I think.
The reoccurring character who is half serpent who appears in
Ooh,
both games.
ooh. I don't know her name. Dang on.
Okay, we have hands up. And the third one.
Wait, what's her name?
The third one, who's your sister that turns evil?
Fudge!
So we have, do I have 2 answers?
I know.
Okay, so we have two answers, and break it. The ultimate dragon form, as it's referred to in the game. Raise your hand.
Sorry.
Use this, not this.
No, I'm thinking.
Okay, so do we have 2 or 3? You have 3. Sir, do you have 2 or 3? Okay. Sir. Yes, ding ding.
Yeah, that's a frog, yeah.
Ding,
Yeah,
ding, ding.
blue, yeah. Agni.
How about trying for the sister? Do you know her name? Sir, can you give me 2? Okay. It's yours.
Oh wait, no, we have there.
You're welcome. Moving through. Final Fantasy VI.
Oh!
Masterpiece game. Amazing epic soundtrack, great characters, great plot. We can get like 5,000 remakes and sequels of 7. We get a sequel to 13, but we can't get a good remake of 6. What the hell? At this point, I'll settle for like an advanced remake. I don't even care. But yeah. What?
We got 5.
I'm gonna pull the find the clip for it. I think it got out of place.
The thing
but
is, they tried to do a remake of it. They put it out on the Android system and whatnot, and it sucked.
That's what I heard. Like
Yeah,
that.
it sucks.
And the design, like how they did the sprites for the characters,
Yeah, it's terrible.
was awful. I'm sure Amino is just like aghast at what they're doing to his designs.
The
But
Steam version's getting modded to bring that.
no, I want fully rendered, beautiful. I want to see that opera scene like so legit. I want to see the strings on those violins. Okay, so this game is nothing but epic scenes such as this, like the slow snowfall as the mechs are walking towards Narsh City. This ending with characters that you have to go far and near to actually get. I love the fact that they have secret characters, which is something you don't see anymore since everything has full motion video and they have to include in the finale characters. So it's very frustrating to me who loves all those hidden secret things. So, quiz time.
Uh-oh.
The names of the 3 statues.
Oh, shit.
The Setzer's Love, who also owned an airship. Okay, we got 2. And what is found in Umaro's skull and crossbones? Do I have 2?
I don't remember.
Well, sir, you were the first one who had your hand up, so what was the answer to the 1? Yes, correct. Come on up. You got it. You're the only one.
I got that one.
Was it a blizzard orb?
I don't remember.
So the answer to that, the skull and crossbones, is Teruto, the Esper, because there was an Esper sitting in there. And the names of the goddesses were Doom, Poltergeist, and Goddess.
In Unix production, I think of a Unix game. Oh! Illusion of Gaia, yeah!
Which is a huge step from Earthbound. Suddenly the graphics are updated. The houses don't suddenly expand when you walk into them. Very charming plot, and this really started going heavier, because Soul Blazer was a little bit heavy. This started going a little bit heavier with Death and Rebirth. And the nice thing about this game was this was actually like, hey, these are real places on Earth, so this is relevant to the actual terrains that we have on our own. I really enjoyed this game, especially if you like Legend of Zelda. This is a good game for you. It's exploratory. It has a good environment where it's an exploratory environment in which things respond to you. So, quiz time. Illusion of Gaia. Double check, make sure I have a bookmark for it. I don't. Never mind.
Thank you.
Dang it!
And another fun thing about this game is that they actually had like 3 different forms. So if you're tired of playing as a boy, you can go in and you can to the Ninth Freedom, or you can also later turn into a black mess named Shadow.
Yes.
So Denisha's my friend, and she's a huge Earthbound fanatic. She actually made a post on Facebook being like, "Why would Dungeon Man get caught in palm trees?" People were like getting into an argument about it. I'm like, the thing I love about Earthbound, besides the fact that Earthbound is the most quirky, ridiculous, insane video game for what it is that it's just an overall fantastic game. This is what the Japanese perceive to be America like. This is absolutely their perception of what the Western world is like.
Pretty accurate.
And the thing that makes me excited about this game are the fans. The fans, like the hardcore fans like myself, this is my favorite game, are so legit. They are so passionate about it. And they're very vocal. I mean, how many people were like aghast at the fact that Mother 3 took so long to get over here? At first we had a patch, but the fact that it's released now, like, just blows my mind. Well, not formally released by them, but you can find it. In certain dealers at certain conventions, you can buy a package for, yeah.
You think they're going to release it anytime on the eShop?
You'd be smart too.
Yeah.
They'd be really smart too. They can put it in Smash, but they can't.
They've already
The rage.
another one?
Yeah, they did. This game is wonderfully long and detailed and fun. It doesn't take itself seriously. I mean, it's epic storylines from bees and going back in time, turning into robots, fart jokes, the undead. It's just everything you can possibly want in a video game and then some. And the dialogue, just text box after text box after text box, very fully realized. And it's not so much about like the characters, but it's actually about, and that's what the one thing I love about the game, it's about the whole world and that's what you're trying to say. Quiz time. One back here, because I don't need points for the next game. Alright, quiz time for Earthbound. Demetra, you better represent girl. Who absolutely loves fly honey? Okay.
Ooh, I know.
When you're praying during Gigas's fight, 4 groups that are praying for you.
Dang. I know the fly honey one.
Name at least 2 of the 3 pieces of whose legendary armor.
Wait, what was the third question?
The third one?
Uh-huh. What was the third question?
The second one was when you were praying during Gigas's fight, 4 groups who pray fervently for you. Demetra.
Okay.
And I didn't prime her on this. She doesn't know any of this. Just because she's my friend.
Master Belch loves fly honey.
Uh-huh.
Master Belch loves fly honey.
Uh-huh.
The groups that pray for you, we have the preschoolers at Polestar. We have the Runaway Five. We have the scientists in Saturn Valley.
Uh-huh.
And your mom. Does that count?
Yes. Your mom. Yes.
All right.
Okay. And
What was the third question?
2 out of whose legendary equipment?
the Diadem of Kings and Sword of Kings.
Girl knew all of it.
I knew some of it. Chrono Trigger!
That's rad.
Moving through.
Chrono Trigger! Yeah!
Can you say perfect game?
Yes!
Perfect game. Still regarded as one of the best games ever made. I mean, it's truly flawless. It pushed the graphics and the capabilities of the Super Nintendo just about as far as it could go. The only games that really pushed it a little bit further were Tales of Fantasia and Star Ocean. But this game is an absolute masterpiece. Each character is independent and strong and has a great backstory. The fact that the final, right before you go to the final dungeon, there are side quests that only add and complement the already established storylines to your character. And the fact that there's so many endings done by minor manipulation of the game, it's such a masterpiece. And I'm so glad that like IGN, all these companies are like, perfect game. So.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got I Am Setsuna, which pretty much plays exactly like it from now.
Yes. And
Yeah, I Am Setsuna.
I Am Setsuna, which is like basically it's a love letter to
Yeah.
this game, which makes me so happy. I'm very happy and excited for it. All right, ready for quiz time for Chrono Trigger?
Yep. Bring it on.
They're all like, we have bookmarks. Boss of the junkyard who wants to race against you.
I forgot his name.
The girls only triple tap. A little white fluffy thing goes boing, 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 boing while you're doing your thing.
Don't remember that either.
And Robo's girlfriend who hates humans.
Dang.
Oh my god, are you dressed as Chrono? Or is it just your hair? Okay, so do we have all three? Does anyone know all three? All the two of you?
I don't know all three. I can't remember. I know.
Alright, so this is a little tough because the two of you. Do you think you know all three?
Maybe on the third one, but I think
Do you know all three?
I think so.
Do me a favor, pull out your phones and text it real quick. Pull out your phone and just like write it in like a text message because I don't want you to be like, Shania, I knew that answer.
Okay. And you, sir?
What was the first question?
The racer we race against.
I don't know names.
All right. Let me see. We have a winner.
Yep.
I don't know his name.
Boss of the junkyard to race against you. This song's name, Johnny.
Right, Johnny. Right.
The girls only triple dance. Japanese is yozo dance, and American is koyozo dance. And
Never done it.
Yobo's girlfriend who hates humans, her name is Atropos X.
Atropos, damn it.
Chrono Trigger. You're welcome. That makes me happy.
I don't remember names.
Okay.
It happens. It happens.
So this unfortunately was not released here. It released in the UK.
Terranigma.
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 It's a beautiful, beautiful game, and this is one of those games that I highly recommend you find emulator ROMs and download. I would be floored and ecstatic if they actually release this game. This is a wonderful, wonderful game. As I said, it's actually it's an improvement over Illusion of Gaia. It was a dark, haunting, and I want to say like it was I don't think of a good word for it, but as you're bringing about, this whole game is about resuscitating the Earth. And as you actually push progress, you push and pull the people out of the Stone Age, and you push them into an age of intellect and building and a technological age. Although if you do some walking, well, everyone else is still in the prehistoric ages. China already is built and established, and they have cities and like, yeah, neon. But there are scenes in this game where you're looking, I believe it's Thomas Edison, you're looking at a window and he's like, are we really doing that much good for the Earth? He's like, we've come so far, but we can't even take care of our own people. We still have suffering and dying and neglect. We're still treating people poorly, but we're supposed to be better than we were. So this is a heavy game. And the ending is, it's very mixed. It's not so much like a happy ending, but it's a very poignant, like, ending. But all the same, wonderful game. And for that, I have a quiz. The city that you originate from.
Okay, I know that one.
Okay, hands up if you know it. The city you originate from, and the creature that travels in the box with you.
Okay, know that one too.
And the girl who falls in love with you, but also, spoiler, murders you.
Okay, yep. 3. Yep.
Alright, you both know it? And I have a fourth one. The awful, terrible boss, which is the bane of everyone's existence unless you use Thunder Ray.
Yep. I know that one too. Yep. I think I know that one.
Alright, sir, come on up here.
I think I know that one.
Alright.
Okay. What was all the questions about the back again? Cause.
Now I can ask you as we go.
All right, go.
The city you originate from.
Krista.
Well, say it so they can hear it.
Krista.
The creature in the box who travels with you.
Yummy. Yomi.
Yomi. The girl who falls in love with you.
What's her name? Ellie?
Yep.
Yep.
And the boss that, unless you use lightning rings, is an
Okay.
absolute nightmare.
I think it's, what is it? Bloody Mary?
Yes. So I actually made you Soul Blazer one.
That's cool.
Beautiful game. Yeah, you're just like, what the heck? And then, like, it actually makes sense once you figure out where what's going on. Like, oh, I'm actually in hell.
Like, when I started playing, I'm like, is my game bugged?
Yeah, that's the thing. I was like, why would they do? I'm sure anyone who was playing would just be like, why is my screen split in two? Like, they're talking about this scene. And then once you actually, like, find out, spoil that, you're actually in hell in the center of the earth. That makes sense why it's all ice and brimstone. Yeah, beautifully. Beautifully. Go away, Damien.
Ooh, that's my game.
Love this game. As I said, you can customize so much of your party. You can bring shamans in, and the designs, unlike certain other games like, say, Shaky Densetsu, which we'll get to in a second, some of the designs are awful. The shaman designs, when they fuse with your characters, are so awesome. It's so nice to have a team that you're like, wow, my party actually looks badass, and it's all because I put this together.
Mhm.
My only complaint about this game is that I do love the fact of the cult and religion and darkness and light theme that they had. The translation we got was horrible. It was just awful. Hey, Freddo. Moving over to our foreign Japanese block, which was not released here. We have
Secret of Mana 2.
I know. Shaky Densetsu 3, which is the sequel to Secret of Mana. The prequel to Secret of Mana, because technically Secret of Mana is Shaky Densetsu 2, with the first one being, what was it? Final Fantasy Adventure.
Or Sword of Mana.
This is my favorite game ever.
Is it really? I love the fact that with this game, the graphics were definitely, like, hugely improved. Great soundtrack. The graphics you can see are a huge improvement over Secret of Mana. The fact that you can choose, like, who you choose as your main character completely defined a lot of the routes, especially the final bosses. You can choose your classes, and you can either be dark and light, or you can be light and dark. You can stay true to one path, or you can be neutral dark, whatever you want to call it. So it gives you a lot of options for customizing characters. The only downside is you didn't know what you were getting, and you could choose like a completely loser situation. You can get characters who have absolutely no metal to it.
Is this a translated ROM patch or?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Never got a formal release.
There's a lot of
And the soundtrack is nice. I like this game, but
It's
like,
hard
the second half of this
too.
game made me crazy though, because it felt like it was such a regrind. It was like, okay, now you have to fight all these monsters and go back to all these different zones. I wanted a little bit more plot in this. Also, some of the monsters in this game, if you did like a super attack on them, they would turn around and smack you for like 999 damage and instantly kill you. It was very unforgiving.
Super Mario RPG.
And this was like our final love letter we got before Square and Nintendo basically defriended each other.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking! I mean, it's a great game, and I thought...
They need to bring Genos back.
And, yeah, they do. I really wanted to see Gino in
Smash.
yes. I
Yeah.
want to see him in
Like an
Smash so
actual
bad.
character, not just the me
Yeah, because
costume.
he's an outfit in, like, the meat thing. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, that's such a tease.
Uh,
The good thing about this is that we've gotten some amazing games on DS and 3DS that follow in the whole Paper Mario and RPG series. Like Bowser's Inside Story was a great game. It was really fun. And I love the fact, because Mario is so interactive and bright and colorful, and the influence that Square had over it was very minimal. So I felt like they really did a great job with this. And the speedruns, this is actually like one of my favorite speedruns, is because it's really, really quick, and the guys who run it are very vocal about it. They know so much about it. But a lot of it is skill-based as well. Because coming into years of playing Mario, like certain scenes where you have to do cutscenes and such, and the timing with your timed attacks really helped with it too. And I liked how it was linear, but at the same time it wasn't.
Malo.
Malo, he gets stuck.
So, quiz time! The best defensive equipment in the game is called.
Ooh.
We have one. He rides on a train throughout his tower.
Oh. I
The
knew
little
it.
guy who runs the dojo and he gives you a belt named after him. It looks like we have someone here who has all three. You want to stand up and let us know.
Give me the questions again.
The best defensive armor is?
Yep.
The little guy who runs the dojo is named?
Yep.
And he rides on a train and he's my favorite character in the game.
Yep.
Yes!
Booster.
Booster.
He's so ugly.
Yes, he is. And then he tried to marry Princess Peach too. That's nasty. I don't know what. I hated that. I hated that. The Yoshi race. I hated that part.
Gotta give him the cookies.
I know there's evil in this world, for it lies in the hearts of men. This is such a wonderful game. And it's such, again, it was like Star Ocean, like when the SNES was dying, they said instead of releasing these really awesome games, we're just going to switch over to work focusing on N64. And the first time I pulled this up on an emulator and like I heard singing and I was seeing these beautiful graphics, because this is Star Ocean actually got 48-bit graphics. They really
Tales of
put that
Fantasy.
into what it was capable of. And the fact that they had voice compression using MP3 technology, it was a very, especially for Super Nintendo, it was a really long cinematic game. And it was hard as hell. I loved it. I loved the fact that this was a really hard, and it also had bonus dungeons. Not quite to the insane level of, like, I don't cover it here, but Lufia 2, that ancient dungeon.
Oh yeah, that ancient dungeon liver too. Yep.
Yeah, the first time this was on, like, I was playing the ROM. Well, I played it on the ROM, but I also on the cartridge, and I heard, like, the song of it. I was like, is this from the SNES? This is amazing. Dragon Quest 6.
Dragon Quest 6.
Dungeon crawler, dungeon crawler, dungeon crawler. Lots of plot, but dungeon crawler. I mean, that's what these games are.
What,
And oh my god, girl.
what was that last one you were just talking about?
That was Tales of Fantasia.
Yeah, Tales of Fantasy. Yeah, Tales of Fantasy.
Fantasia we've gotten, thankfully, the Tales of series is going strong and getting better and better. So
Yep.
I'm so happy. Keep it up, Tales of. This is what one of my friends said. I haven't played the last one, but Symphonia I really enjoyed.
The last one was good.
Treasure Hunter G. So this was Square basically doing their own version of Super Mario RPG, and it was another an interactive environment, but battles were done on a grid system. It was they did the rendering with their characters, so the characters had a very fully rendered look. It's a very short game. The game is only about 14 hours long, but it was a really just fun little game. Beautiful art.
What is this?
Star Ocean.
Oh yeah. I played the PSP versions.
This is actually, okay, so my mom bought this game for me, the cartridge of it,
Yeah.
when I got straight A's on my report card, when I, like, my freshman year of high school. And I was thrilled, because I asked her, I said, look, I got straight A's all 4 quarters, can I get something from the and so she bought this for me. And the fact that I, like, again, I was hearing, yes, it's very helpful, but the fact that I was hearing voice clips and they were doing this whole narration and etc. Like, it just blew my mind that this was coming out of my Super Nintendo. Yeah, we actually have, like, we have some beautiful renderings, we have polygons, we have things that I'm surprised that Super Nintendo didn't start shooting off sparks. fully melee style battles with at the time, which I've never seen in a video game before, even though like Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VIII came out and they were doing this thing. It made battles super fun. It was one of those where, like, the first time you have a battle, you're like, wow, this is really cool. And even though the plot was just completely nonsensical in Star Ocean 2, the battles in Star Ocean 2 are a blast. This game is also not finished. I understand that they did actually go back and finish this game and it has been re-released. But this game, because it's possible to get so many endings and it's possible to get this character or not that character and the consequences, I really enjoy that aspect of it. Okay, so they play this on the Awful Games Done Quick blog on Awesome Games Done Quick. And it's such a shame because you play this game and you think, like, from the cutscene that it's going to be, like, completely badass and amazing, and it's anything but. I was like, oh, it's gonna be like, I was so pumped for it when I was a kid, and then like, this is me going to
this
my
game.
Earth Home Palette Castle, where I'm gonna spend like the next 3 hours getting lost and leveling up 4 times. And where's my sword? Oh yeah, it's a butter knife. And that looks so generic, and oh god, what is and what's the major plot? Why am I going on this quest to go rescue somebody? The water is muddy. Oh no. There's a speed run of this, which is done by on Monster Game Start Twitch, and it's hysterical because the running commentary that goes along with it is incredible. This is one of those games that like I would recommend just watching play rather than playing, because it's so incredible. It's a huge dungeon crawler with very little plot that just suddenly like abruptly 5/8 through the way of the game, it's suddenly like, oh hey, there's a princess who needs to be rescued because of blah 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 blah. It's not just muddy water. Paladin's Quest. Poor Paladin's Quest. Ugly palette, uninspiring characters, terrible design. And my big gripe with this game is, and I'm sorry if I'm stepping on anyone's childhood, why is your MP your HP? Spell shouldn't take your HP to cast. That's nonsense.
Yeah,
so
that is
annoying.
messed up right there.
All about that man.
Yeah, they better off releasing this on the Nintendo. Secret of Evermore.
No.
Yeah.
There were, I refer to it as a broken gem. Like it had some promise and it might be worth more if it was cut into pieces. But again, ugly palette. Sound effects were not music. I'm sorry, like whole levels and nothing but like bugs and crickets and things going on in the swamp does not constitute a soundtrack. Unless you're like you're Pink Floyd and you make it work, but you're not Pink Floyd. You're limited on how many times you can cast a spell in the entire game. It's just such a blah 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 game, and it makes me sad. Moving on to our Japanese block. Bahamut Lagoon. Again, another game that we didn't get over here, but was very fun. This is more of a strategic RPG, but it's very fun elements. You got to actually fight with dragons and control dragons. Dark Half. Dungeon Crawler. Live Alive. Live Alive is a great game. This whole game is a Squaresoft that did all these different genres, and it kind of leads you like, okay, this chapter from this time frame, and this chapter from this time era, and this chapter from this time era, and the whole thing is super highly influenced by oh gosh, my mind just completely just went out. Stanley Kubrick. It's very heavily Stanley Kubrick, and there's a whole bunch of references from all of his different works in here. It's not a light game. It's a very heavy game, and it comes out of nowhere. But it's very simple graphics with a solid plot, and I highly recommend this game. And here we have a goofy game that did not make it over here because it was just so completely out there. There are elements like where it borders on being goofy like Earthbound, but this is called Lady Stalker. And you know with the title like Lady Stalker that Nintendo is going to be like ripping to bring this game over here. Okay, moving on to RPGs made by...
Oh yeah. Magic Earth Rain Earth. Magic Knight Rain Earth.
Okay, I'll wrap up in 2 minutes. Thanks. Ray Earth. Well, Ray Earth really tried, but at the same time, Saturn got their own Ray Earth RPG that was like fully vocalized and fully rendered, and also featured like beautiful anime cutscenes from the anime. I'm just kind of like, oh, yeah, poor Super Nintendo. JoJo, which for a series like JoJo that has such incredible poses and like amazing costumes, every color on here is blue, black, or tan. It is the ugliest game, and it's just like for something like I would describe JoJo as being dynamic. This is anything but dynamic. Yeah.
Oh, Tenchimuyo.
Tenchimuyo, which is more of an action RPG, but super fun. You can play, honestly, everyone in this room is pretty experienced. You can probably beat this game in about 10 hours. It makes a lot of good references and nods to other RPGs. Slayers. Oh.
And the Carpane
With
translation's that way.
the simplest graphics that could probably be on a Nintendo.
Dragon Ball Z.
You all remember this? Yeah.
Okay, Vegeta.
Ended on a high note.
Sailor Moon RPG.
Story, which is arguably the best anime brought to RPG that you will ever play. It is a true love letter to Sailor Moon, and it's a fabulous game.
Yeah.
So I'm being shut out. Unfortunately, my panel started really late because of audio video stuff, but I want to thank you guys for sticking around, and I hope you had fun, and I will be doing this panel again next year. So thank you very much.
All right. Yeah.